Sunday nights presenting you with 2020 visions. So join us this day and every Sunday night with Ameerah the songstress on Blog Talk Radio, a for sure way to start your week off right. 2020 visions on Drip the Mic.
It's Ameerah the songstress. No regret. You're tapped into 2020 vision on Drip the Mic Network. All is well. Stay focused. Hey, you guys. Oh my God. We made it in here another Sunday. I'm so excited. We got a great show for you guys here on 2020 Vision at Drip the Mic Network. I have a panelist of wonderful, beautiful women, healers. Healers. I'm just going to leave it at that. Healers. I'm really excited about this show. This one is called Calling All the Gods. Yes, honey. Come on in. Come on in. It's that time. You know it's that time. You know what? I want to start out by letting you guys know who's going to be on the panel. We got Dr. Chris in the house. She keeps coming back. We can't get rid of her. We got Deja Vue, the Detoxification Specialist and Healer. She's in here with us. And we have our special guest of honor, Emandesa. She is our spiritual guide for this evening, and she's going to take us higher. We're so excited about it. Y'all give Emandesa a 2020 Vision welcome. So before we get started with these beautiful young, well, I don't know, we young. We still young ladies, huh? Shit, I mean. Before we get started with these beautiful young ladies, I want to give a few shout-outs to some people that I think is very deserving of that. Let me start out. Let's do this. That's not it. There we go. Okay. I want to shout out D Nice. He was on IG Live. Well, he's been on IG Live for, I think it's been like 3 to 5 days. And he used to be a rapper. What was the name of that group that he rapped in? Okay. Anyway, D Nice used to be a rapper, and now he's a DJ, and he's been on IG Live for the last few days, and he's been tearing it up. I mean, everybody has been chiming in. Michelle Obama, Rihanna, Stevie Wonder, Boosie Collins. Everybody's been chiming in. They've been having a world party on IG, and he plays all the jams, anything from Drake to Stevie Wonder. He plays everything. Luther Vandross, I remember my sister, she used to listen to Luther Vandross all the time, and we would be in the living room having a party. Hey, he played that. So I'm excited about what he's doing. I think music brings our community together, and it just goes to show you what we're going to do. We're going to heal. That's what we're going to do. No matter what, that's what we're going to do. We're going to heal. So everybody chimed in and joined the party. Everybody that was on there. It was over 100,000 people on there at one point in time. So I just want to shout him out. I think what he's doing is beautiful. And if you get a chance to chime in, D Nice IG Live. Also, I want to shout out my girl one more time. We talked about her last week, but I want to shout her out again, this time for a different reason. And, just let you know that the glow up is real and it's time right now. Right now, the time is right now for you to do your thing, whatever your dream is, whatever your goals are. I want to shout out Nicki Minaj. Turns out she's worth $100 million, the largest selling female rapper in history. Oh, my God. See, they can talk, but at the end of the day, the proof is in the pudding. So after years of multiple alter egos and sharp lyrics in the game, Nicki Minaj has become the first female rapper to amass a net worth of $100 million. Net. That wasn't gross. So gross means, what am I trying to say? Taxes. Oh, no. Before taxes. Gross means before taxes. I don't know how I got stumped on that. Net is after taxes, and after everybody else get paid, what I still got left over. She nets $100 million. And, with the new achievement, the award winning queen, rapper, and music mogul can add another milestone to her legacy. I love it. Shout out to Nicki Minaj. Can I get a hand clap? That's my girl. That is my girl. I also want to shout out to Tyler Perry. He's online. He did a cute thing. He did something. He started that song, and a friend of mine sent that to me. Shout out to Daryl for sending this to me. Where Tyler Perry started that song. He got the whole world in his hands. He got the whole world. So he had everyone like chime in on video. So you got like everybody, some of the great gospel singers on there chiming in with him, and it just kind of went around the world, and everyone sang their version, their rendition of "He Has the Whole World in His Hands." Yolanda Adams was on there. Fantasia was on there. It was dope. So want to shout out to Tyler Perry for taking the initiative to do that. We need healing through song. So I love it. I love it. And I also want to give a shout out to. I don't know if you guys have saw this little mini series on Netflix. It's loosely based on the story of Madam C.J. Walker. If you guys remember who she is, she was one of the pioneers for black hair products. The name of this show is called Self-Made. It's one season, so it's a mini series on Netflix. Let me read a little bit. Self-Made, inspired by the life of Madam C.J. Walker, is an American drama web television limited series based on the biography of her own ground by Aaliyah Bundles. And it premiered March 20th. And, the executive producers, LeBron James, Maverick Carter, Janine Sherman, and Casey Lemons. But the cast is like ridiculous. Let me just tell y'all who's in this cast. Give me 1 second. Nope, go back that way. I need a better way to be doing this, y'all. I'm sorry. It's all good, though. I'm going to get through it. Okay, the cast. Octavia Spencer, Tiffany Haddish, Carmen Ejogo. I hope I said that right. Sorry if I didn't, Carmen. Teach me next time. Blair Underwood, Garrett Morris, Kevin Carroll, Bill Bellamy, and Morna Traore. She's going to correct me too, but she's a newbie. She's a newcomer to the acting scene, and she's wonderful. She's on fire. So this was a great watch. I loved it. I love anything that celebrates our history. So again, check that out. So that's my shout out to her. And then my last shout out is to the universe and all the people that are in it. Man, we going to get through this. I want to say I see you all. I recognize you all. I recognize everything that you're doing for us, for humanity, because it's us who has to take care of humanity. So I want to recognize us all. And, look yourself in the mirror and just say, shout out to me. Shit. You deserve it. You made it. Out of all the sperms that reached your mother's. Okay, let me not go there. But you made it. You made it. So I want to say my little commentary on, what's going on today. And the name of this show is Calling All the Gods. So I want to say I heard from Spirit. I heard from my guardian angels. I heard from my ancestors. And they all said, connect. They said, heal yourself both mentally and physically. Cause yourself to evolve spiritually. It's here, so there's no taking it back. Simply because it being here has already happened. We can't undo it, but we can move it. We can move it along. We can make it our success story by starting with ourselves. What are your dreams about? What are your goals? What is it that you came here to do? What do you want from this life? Better question, what do you plan to do with this life that you have created for yourself? Whatever it is, it's time to move it along so that we can all evolve. You see, we are all a part of a bigger plan that we came together and agreed on. Did you forget? If you did, then it's time. The time is now to reconnect and remember what we have put in place for ourselves. We have been blessed by God, our higher power, and our source with gifts that are unmeasurable to accomplish our purposes. We're all in this together. Whether you are the yin or the yang, it's all leading to the same evolutional purpose. Thy will be done on this earth as it is already done in the heavens. So bless the good and the bad, because they both work together for the good of us as a nation. But sometimes we need a little push in the right direction. A reminder, if you will. So that's why I brought my team of healers, divine energy workers, and light bringers with me for our spiritual release. Image is everything. It's where creation starts.
Welcome to the doorway of your vortex.
What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? How big would you play?
The two most powerful words in the English language are I am. Because what comes after I am will shape your life.
He who tills his land shall have plenty of bread.
You want first place, come play with me. You want second place, go somewhere else.
And yes, for this special panel of beautiful women, I have a little bit of a homage that I would like to play for you guys. This is something that I made when I was thinking about women like yourselves. Type of girl.
I know your type, you're the type that flies, and everything is good inside your world. I know your type, electrify the skies, and everybody wants to be that girl. You're just the type to leave the class with grace and style. Took the time to really see you. Girl, you know you play against the rules. But when you fall in, everyone wins. Everyone wins. You're that type of girl. Are you that type of girl? You're that type of girl. Are you that type?
Yes. Where my ladies at? Can I get y'all to say yes? That was a song I did for y'all. Where you at, Crystal? Where you at, Emandesa?
Yes.
Where you at, Deja Vue?
Hey.
Yes. Oh, my ladies.
That's a great
say
song.
yes.
I love that song.
You ought to love it. It's about you. And women like yourself. You guys say hello to the people.
Hey.
People.
You know what? It's getting ready to be a lot of goddess energy in here, a lot of women power, beautiful, moving this nation along type of thing that's getting ready to happen. But you know what? Just before we do that, let me, because, a man is around somewhere, you know what I mean? He had to be around to do the heavy lifting, we had to bring him in here. So, you know what? I want to, my husband, he actually have been the first one to introduce me to Irish whiskey and Scotch. So he's a cigar smoker and he likes to drink whiskey. So he has these special whiskeys that he likes to drink. And I'm always saying, okay, let me taste it because it looks so good the way he's like drinking it. So he started introducing me to these whiskeys that is good for someone that's not a whiskey drinker, but, wants to try something. So the first one that he introduced to me is...
All right, so this first one here is Green Spot. Green Spot is a, excuse me, as she's beautifully modeling, is an Irish whiskey. So it's not a Scotch, and it's not a bourbon or some of the other things that a lot of people are used to hearing or used to thinking whiskey is. So there's a bunch of different whiskeys, but this one particularly is an Irish whiskey, and then it's a single pot still Irish whiskey. So long story short, it's made in Ireland, and it's a single pot still distilled.
And it's easy on my throat, and I can drink it and not be like, ugh. So anyway, that's what I'll be having today while we're going through this spiritual evolution. I'll be drinking Green Spots. Can you pour that for me, baby? What up, Emandesa?
Hey, life in the cosmos. That's what's always up.
I know that's what's going on with you. I would feel remiss if I don't give the people just a little bit about you before we get into the magic of what is Emandesa. But I do want to say that Emandesa Subira is a 21st century Renaissance woman. She is an actor, an activist, a producer, a choreographer, educator, and alchemist. She is the executive director of the pronounce it for me? Kiamsha Temple of Awakening, a spiritual-based activist artist network, host of the E. Mandisa Effect podcast, and the president of Drummond Twins Entertainment. I just wanted to give them a little bit about, who they're in the presence of or who they're getting ready to be in the presence of. Emandesa, welcome.
Greetings, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Salud. So, did you have another spiritual prayer thing, uplifting thing that you did today before you came on our show?
Well, yes, I had a gathering of my spiritual warriors and light workers.
Oh.
Because we truly believe in whenever two or more are gathered in my name.
Right.
So we had me out here in Seattle, my co-host in New York, and then we had the Midwest, so we kind of had the energy covered because our perspective is spiritual and scientific. That
okay.
Everything is. So since we're dealing with an energy, we need to raise the frequency of our energy and our vibration to transform the energies that are currently circulating around the planet. So we just kind of talked about how we were all feeling, and we just put a prayer out there for everyone, and it was really a nice little get together.
Oh wow, that sounds great. I hope that we can do some of that here. We need to keep it going. I'm in total agreement that we need to all meet and agree. I think somebody had a meeting, and we wasn't in on it. But it's more us than it is them. The only reason why it seems like they outpower us right now is because they're awake and aware. And this is how they're choosing to use their knowledge. Well, us with that same knowledge, and we all are working for the good of humanity, then we should choose that as well. So I definitely agree with your work and what you're doing. But I always have, when I met you, you were a full-fledged activist, not in past tense like you were. But when I met you, you were a full-fledged activist, man. We were in Seattle marching, and you had us marching through the streets and going to town hall meetings. And because even back then, what was that, 2000, like 1999 and 2000, they were already, the police were already killing a lot of, you were a leader of the troop, if you will. You were just on the ground doing the work. And when I met you, you were already a warrior out here fighting. How'd you get...
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you mentioned that because I feel like that was a part of my initiation. When you first learn the truth, you get very angry and you kind of follow the roles of what's been already placed before us, which was the marching and the activism and all of that. What I found out was that most of the people that were doing this work were more toxic than the people that we were trying to help.
Wow.
when you want to save the world and you don't want to first start with yourself, and you're having conflicts within the group of people that are trying to do the work, and want to do the time for the self-reflection. That's really when I started kind of backing away from a lot of the, more outspoken activism, and really started more on the spiritual grounding and art in art.
Okay.
Because any movement in history has been accompanied by an artistic renaissance.
Okay.
And unfortunately, one of the reasons why we haven't been able to get the people together and organized is because, like, you should know, most of your friends that are making the good music, they're not playing it on the radio.
Right.
That music to uplift us, inspire us, and encourage us, and to challenge us, and to question us. Those songs aren't out in the mainstream. So that's why I started my activist artist network, to where I support artists that use their platform and use their creativity to awaken and teach and heal and do things of that nature, because it really does, it has to start, it's not a cliche. It really does have to start with the self. I don't think people recognize how much their thoughts and emotions contribute to the world that we're creating together.
That's true. Very true, because everything is energy, like we said.
Absolutely.
I'm going to try not to hog you all to myself. I have tons of questions, but the time is getting away from us, so I'm going to open it up in a minute to at least our panelists to ask you questions. But the one thing I do want to ask you before I pass you along and pass you off to the masses, at what point, like, what day, what moment in your life, I'm not even going to say day because time is irrelevant, what moment in your life, what was that moment when you woke up and you realized that your calling was higher than physical and earthly things? When you woke up and said, wow, I'm a guide, I'm a spiritual guide, or I'm a healer, or I can tap into other worlds. What was that moment of reckoning for you?
Well, I think it was a series of very interesting moments. I would say that my first venture into awakening, because I was raised Catholic.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
I was raised in a Native American family. So
oh, wow.
I already had the spiritual grounding, but the Catholicism, the two of them were married. When I myself got married and I ran into financial problems, I don't have one of those, Eckhart Tolle stories or whatever.
Yeah.
I literally was broke and wanted to learn and wanted to win the lottery.
Mm.
So I went to the public library to check out a book about numerology, and I happened to find a book by Linda Goodman, which had the codes of the universe in them. And there happened to be, when you get on your path, you have these coincidences where you run into people that, give you more information to get down your path. And so he said, hey, if you're into this, go to this metaphysical bookstore, and this is in 1990. So I'm like, what is a metaphysical bookstore? And I went there and started checking out books from Edgar Cayce, a book called Esoteric Mind Power.
Wow.
So I just started studying. This was in 1990. I actually didn't have my awakening until my best friend committed suicide.
Oh.
And then I had to completely question my place in the universe and what it meant. So that's, I believe, when the universe took my hand and said, I left college and I moved to LA, and I just said, okay, Creator, you take over. I obviously don't know what I'm doing. And then after that, by a series of weird coincidences, I became the spiritual advisor of an international youth movement.
Uh-huh.
And had to deal with people like Jesse Jackson, Minister Farrakhan, to get thrust into international leadership, just being a naive college kid.
Yeah.
And having the responsibility of the spiritual well-being of thousands of people, I feel was dress rehearsal for where I am now, because I made a lot of mistakes and I wasn't very mature. And you were one of the people that was there, when I was coming into learning energy healing and not really knowing what I was dealing with.
Yes. But it didn't stop the energy from moving. I know you're kind of alluding to when you were doing Reiki on me, And even as a result of that, I went and got attuned myself. My niece, she went and got attuned. I wanted to use it for healing. And when I did the study, and I said, "Oh wow, they said this is what Jesus was doing. He was laying hands." And so the story goes that everything that he did, we can do, and even more. And so I'm like, well, I want to lay hands and I want to walk on water. So if I can heal using my hands with a positive energy, I want that as well. So yeah, when you did that Reiki on me, back in the 90s, yeah, it's whether you knew what was going on or not, the energy was still moving. I can still feel it. I know you remember I started pulsating off the ground, like, and so and that's one thing I learned too, that no matter whether there's a believer or non-believer, it is what it is. Energy works, energy heals, it's all energy. So if you can learn to manipulate it in a positive way, to focus on the positivity in another being, and use that to cause them to heal themselves, I think that's absolutely perfect.
Absolutely, and that's why I call myself an alchemist. Because I like to get the woo-woo. You scare people because if you're too spiritual or whatever. So I like to bring the science into it. And right now, the science is verifying what spirituality has been trying to tell people forever.
Yes.
Everything moves from the unmanifest to the manifest.
Yes.
So if we work in the unmanifest and the unseen,
yes.
Like right now, we're all looking at a computer screen,
mm-hmm.
and we're not stopping to think about what was the thought in somebody's mind.
Yes.
That said, okay, this big, this color,
yes.
So I attempt to bring people back to that, and we call it the process of deconstruction evolution.
Mm-hmm.
You deconstruct and then you evolve, because you basically have to recreate yourself from
That's
this
right.
world that created you in its image.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. I agree. Well, again, like I said, I'm not going to hog you. I want to I want to hear from our other panelists, Dr. Chris and Deja Vue. Dr. Chris, do you have a question for Emandesa?
Well, I guess the first question I have is, unlike a doctor, do you have to have this calling, or do you learn it?
I can't really hear you. What did you say?
So, like a doctor, I have to study. I have to, say, hey, this is the profession I want to do. As far as being a spiritual healer, is this something that you just kind of like, whoa, and you just became a spiritual healer, or can anybody be taught or learn how to be a spiritual healer?
Well, in the Bible it says, physician, heal thyself. And anybody that has a personal relationship with themselves can absolutely heal themselves. But it's something at this point that you actually need to be educated on. You can have the gift, but the gift is a real responsibility. One of the things that a brother and I work on here, his name is Keprapata. We work a lot on spiritual integrity, because there's so many people out there that do Reiki healing, and they're not clear themselves. Energy is very, very, very potent. And so if you're working on clients, there's an ability for you to transfer your stuff onto them. And so there's a lot of irresponsible Reiki healers out there. So that's why it's very important if you have the gift. And I would say that if you have people that are constantly telling you their problems, or you're the person that they seek out to, and strangers just come up to you and just start telling you their whole life story, you're an automatic healer. And so there is a natural gift, but once you discover that natural gift, get trained, because it's very important for you to be responsible.
That's right.
And know that energy. Energy doesn't die, it just transforms.
It just transforms.
So a lot of these Reiki healers are going in and they're working on their clients.
Mm-hmm.
The clients feel great. Well, where did the energy go?
That's right.
Is it following somebody down the street?
Hmm.
Did it attach itself onto the Reiki healer? Where did the energy go?
Yes.
And so I always say that if you are going to get any type of energy work done, that you should also have a spiritual advisor. Because what's happening is, okay, if you have pushed down a bunch of...
Are we losing her? Oh.
Hold on 1 second, honey. Oh.
Wait a second, Emandesa. Let's try to get you back on here.
The issue. Right?
Okay. Okay.
And if the Reiki healer.
Can you hear me, Emandesa?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. We got you back now. We lost you for a second. Can you start right when you said, where does the energy go? And then you said, so therefore you have to be trained. And you were getting down with it.
Yeah, you have to be trained because at the end of the day, that energy has to go someplace.
Right.
And it will return to your energy center if you don't consciously deal with this. So a Reiki healer is taking stuff from your subconscious mind and your traumas and saying, okay, I'm bringing this energy now into your consciousness, which means you're going to get a call from your ex-boyfriend, which means there might be some drama from your dad, which means you might not be able to pay your bills. It's going to bring up these challenges for you to face. And if you don't also have some type of counselor to talk to, when you go through an energy healing, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Right.
And the Reiki that doesn't tell you this is doing you a disservice.
Okay.
So go.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to have to take you out because your noise in the background. You either mute it. You have to mute the sound or something, TA. Sorry about that, you guys. We got people trying to get in everywhere. We got people trying to get in from Instagram, Facebook, Blog Talk Radio. I told you guys this was going to be a hot show. Thank you, Emandesa, for answering that question for us. Deja, can you just chime in with the spiritual goddess for a second? I know you guys got a lot in common. So do you have any questions that you want to ask of her?
I don't have any questions, just more so I agree and I'm familiar with everything she's saying and it makes a lot of sense. It's what I discovered when I first became awake, if you will. And I just agree with everything she's saying and I'm just a validation for her. So I don't have any questions. I agree. And it sounds familiar and it's nice to hear from other people. So that's so close too. So yeah.
Well, I want to switch gears for just a quick second. We're still all in this together. All three of us, or all four of us. It's four of us, right? Yeah, all four of us. We're still all in this together. But I want to ask Dr. Chris about some medical remedies that we're finding.
There's a reason why there's an initiation that you need to go through. There's a reason why you go through these different levels because I'm Native American. And you can't just become a medicine man in my tribe because you went through class. You really have to walk the path. And it's a path, and I hope more people realize that it's a path.
Right, that's kind of why I asked. I didn't want people to think like, oh, you know what? Today I'm going to be a spiritual healer. All this stuff is going on, the coronavirus, and you know what? Today I'm going to be able to put my hands on people and voila.
Right.
Well, I agree with what you're saying, Crystal and Emandesa. I'm sorry. Just take them off. Just take them off. Just X them out. I'm sorry, you guys. I agree with what you're saying, Crystal and Emandesa. However, I don't want to discourage people. I believe that we all have gifts. We all have the same gifts, actually. It's just some of us has gotten to the point where we are able to be receptive and allow our gifts, and we're starting to believe in ourselves. In other words, believe inside ourselves. I know it sounds cliche-ish to, just believe in yourself. But you really have to understand what that means, because if you subscribe to the fact that God is inside you and God is everything, God is source, then why wouldn't it make sense that you have all the same tools, power, and information available to you if you just go inside yourself? So I want to encourage people that the time is now. The time is for you to tap into those gifts, listen to yourself, meditate, spend some time with yourself, because this evolution happens one person at a time, one being at a time. And as you were saying earlier, Emandesa, until you get yourself together, you can't offer the world or the universe anything else but what you have inside of you. And if you have toxicity inside of you, then that's what you have to offer the world and the universe. So I encourage everyone to tap into their spiritual gifts. I encourage everyone to get healthy mentally and spiritually. I encourage everyone to if your grandma came to visit you and she's passed away, but you don't really believe that was her you was talking to, and you let everybody tell you that wasn't really her that you was talking to, nah. No. No, believe in yourself. Believe that grandma came to see her baby. So while I agree with we can't be irresponsible with these gifts, the time is now to hone these gifts with, like you said, some training, a spiritual guide. But what I found is nothing like God, baby. It's nothing like connecting with Source and letting Source teach you. And what it really is Source reminding you of who you are. That's what remember is all about. Becoming a member of your higher self again. Remembering yourself.
I agree. The only thing that I would add on to that is just know what you're getting yourself into. I guess,
That's right.
I don't want to discourage people from honing their gifts or whatever.
Yes.
But when you start tapping into your gifts, if you're not around a community of people that understand these types of things, it's going to be very hard for you, and you're going to be ostracized from your family when you start saying things like, I see dead people. Things of that nature, or I'm going to go sit on Mount Rainier and see if I can talk to the ETs, or, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you that I had a bunch of rich, weird Hollywood people invite me out to Hollywood for the first energy healing session that I ever went to.
Uh-huh.
And I witnessed some really strange things. And they didn't tell me what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I went home and I practiced it on my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I practiced it on one lady. And at that time, I guess what had happened was with my gifts start awakening, I could just feel the energy. I couldn't see what it was or discern it. And I did a healing on her, and I could feel all this really, really, really dark energy around her. And she started describing it herself. And she said, I'm seeing some man, and I'm seeing a horse-driven buggy, and he's like ex-husband or something. He's really mad at me. He doesn't want me to leave him. And he's like, it looks like the 15th century or something like that. Now, in this class, they had told us that some of the energies that get stuck in your body most.
Again, Emandesa, if you can see me or hear me, we're waiting for you to come back in. We lost you again. That's okay. Technical difficulties. It's a lot of energy today, baby. This goddess energy is up in here, man. We blowing things up around here. So, is she back?
Am I back?
Okay, we got you. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. But I just want to say that about a month after I did the healing on this chick, the guy that she met him.
Uh-huh.
She met him. He manifested in the present time, and it turned her world upside down.
Wow.
And while they were making love, he described the room that we were in.
Uh-huh.
He described me, and he said to her, "Why did you make me leave?"
Right.
That freaked me out. So I just want to tell people, just when you go down that rabbit hole, because you will go down a rabbit, just be prepared. Don't make it discourage you, but know that you're gonna experience some very interesting things that are going to make
just
you
a second.
question your perception of reality.
Right. Okay, so you guys, first of all, I do want to tell you guys we're on Drip the Mic Network. The call-in number is 646-378-0355. Press 1 to raise your hand to be heard. So you have any questions, anything you want to say, anything to add to the conversation, and any prayers that you want to send out, any love, life, and light that you want to send out. Love, life, and light only. No negative. We ain't going nowhere. We're here. We're just charged with dealing with our shit. So at the end of the day, y'all, we all in this together. Start individually and then come together collectively. Connect. That's what I keep hearing. So if you want to send love and light, if you have a question you want to ask of any of the panelists, and if you want to just add on, that call-in number is 646-378-0355. press 1 to raise your hand to be heard. If you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube or Periscope, chat it up with us. We're taking your comments and we're also taking your questions. We're going to try to get as many in as we can as we move this along. Again, Drip the Mic Network 2020 Vision, baby, and it's going down. Deja, before I open up the call lines, I wanted to talk about some of your natural remedies that you use, and not even just for the crises that we are in right now. I don't want to call it a crisis. I try not to even mention it because the more you mention it, the more you make this thing real. So this healing, I'm gonna call it this healing that this world is going through, because it's universal, baby. It's not just in our country or not just in China or all these other silly ass rumors. It's our universe that is a little bit, in trouble right now. It's up to us to move this thing along. So what are your natural remedies that you're using? And then we're going to go back and ask Dr. Chris too, what are some of the things that she's healing? That she's hearing. What are the things that you're doing, Deja?
Things that I'm doing on a lifestyle basis, not just the food, but one of my things that I promote for sure is definitely doing yoga.
Okay.
Because it's a form of movement meditation.
Yes.
And it's a form of teaching you how to use the breath and learning how to breathe.
Okay.
It's super important, especially when people panic. And people don't realize how important it is, but if you stick to yoga and let it teach you how to understand it, you'll know, like when you have panic attacks and when things get a little crazy, you won't panic as hard and you'll be able to breathe, and it makes a difference. So I'm going to say deep breathe in yoga. On the thought part of it, I want to say just realizing, like you had said earlier in the show, is realize how far you've come and that you're still here. So remembering where you came from, all that you've accomplished, and allowing that thought and that knowing to keep you sane. And also what you think and feel gives power, and it's a vibration, so it goes out into the universe. So basically controlling, but allowing to let yourself be human, but controlling your thoughts in a positive way, but allowing you to be human to experience the negative part of it.
Okay.
But not let it take control. And then the last part, which is the food, would be, I use a lot of ginger, and this is for your lymphatic system and your blood flow. And circulation is a lot of ginger, spicy foods, cayenne pepper. I just made a drink with some cactus, some aloe vera, some ginger, some habanero, some lemon, and some lime. And you take shots through that. You take shots of that throughout the day. You can feel it in your heart, your brain, and everything. Just keeping hydrated. So cucumbers, melons, drinking your food works. So if you have a juicer, drink all your food, or at least get one drink in you, and it helps with basically digesting it easily and getting straight to your blood system. So I would say just basically eating a lot of fruits and vegetables in the form of a smoothie or a juice, or getting some garlic and some ginger, some cayenne pepper, and boiling it and making a tea. And those are just things you can do to boost your immune system. Quick wise, detoxing is a whole thing. Self-care when it comes to eating and things is a long conversation, but those are some things you can do to boost your energy and boost your immune system so you can fight off any disease that's coming to you. Like when I leave the house so far, I've been coming back, make sure I do juices if I have to go to the grocery store. Besides just the sanitizing and all the, the normal stuff that's obvious to do. So I'm not sure if that answered their questions. So hopefully that did.
Okay. Yes. Thank you so much. We just had a special guest enter the building. It's another love and light bringer, producer, writer, spoken word artist, dream maker, Grammy maker. Just came in and joined us. It's a special surprise for us today. Malik Yusef just walked in the door, and he wants to add on to this love and light conversation.
Yeah, blessings, man. How y'all doing, man? I want to say this, like, the power of the mind is not a joke, right? If you knew how powerful thoughts were, you would probably never have a negative one. So, as a man thinketh, So as a woman thinketh, so is he. I am, therefore I think. I think, therefore I am. I don't feel any way that this is an uncommon happening in our world. I feel like this is apropos in the transitional aspects of humanity. I feel like there's always going to be reset buttons. There's always going to be times when you got to get up and do it all over again, where you're going to get knocked down, you're going to lose everything. I mean, it's not for everybody, but most people that as you aspire to do something great, you're going to be met with great resistance. I'm not finna play no games about it and say that it hurts and that's okay. It's painful and that's okay. It's done damage and that's okay. Because you can repair damage. It might leave a scar, but it's still repaired. And I think that we live in a world where we sometimes have forgotten that it's supposed to be smooth sailing. And there's a Phoenician saying, calm seas do not a good sailor make. This is good for everybody involved. I know you said, what you mean good? It's challenging you. Challenges are how things grow. The earth challenges the acorn. You understand me? The earth challenges the acorn. Are you gonna come out of this dark place? Are you going to bust through this dark facade? Are you? This morning, when me and my son were doing push-ups, he's like, oh, I'm getting tired. I said, good. Because the people that's well rested have never done much of note in our world. It's the people that's tired, dare I say exhausted, overwhelmed, that make the moves go. We don't have anything to worry about, nothing to be afraid of. Let me tell you something. Fear weakens your immune system. Uh-oh. Fear weakens your immune system.
Wow. That's something.
Happiness and joy fortify it. Scientists all over the world tell you the power of a smile. Because it's chemical. We have evolved to smile. But guess what? We've also evolved to deal with bad news.
Yeah.
We come from a place where at any given time, you could have been a wolf sandwich. And your family got to get up and move on. It's okay. We're going to take losses. If you're going to live, you're going to lose. If there is no pain, y'all know the other part of that. I'm not trying to do poetry right now.
No gain, but
there
you
ain't
will.
going to be no gain. We step into the light, not because there is no darkness. We step into the light regardless of the darkness.
Come on.
We shine in spite of how dark it is on the inside of us. Everybody gonna have dark days. Something's gonna be introduced to you that makes you feel bad, or makes you feel less than, or makes you feel unwanted or unloved. But that's not true. That's what you believe. Because guess what? It changed tomorrow. It'll change tomorrow. Nevada used to be an ocean. Okay, I'm saying that. Nevada used to be an ocean.
I didn't know that.
A prehistoric ocean. It changed into a desert. The Sahara used to be an ocean. It changed into a desert. You understand? This is relevant for this day and age, what we're going through. And I wish, much like Yeshua, or if you speak Latin, Jesus, or if you speak Spanish, Jesus, it is written in scriptures that he said, oh, if this bitter cup could be passed.
Wow.
If I didn't have to do this, but we got to do it, though. It's part of the process. I want you to go in your mind, even in this hard time, and you don't have to do it right now. But I want you to go tonight when you're in your quiet place, if you have a quiet place, try to find one for a minute. Maybe go in the bathroom when everybody else sleep. Sacrifice a little sleep. Go back in your mind and find your fondest memory of you. Maybe it was an outfit you wore. Maybe it was something you achieved. Maybe it was an award. Maybe it was a reward. Maybe you did something really good for somebody. Redevelop that feeling. Your body, your brain, everything's going to respond to that feeling. And it's going to release chemicals. Listen to me. It's going to release chemicals that make you feel better. This is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because it's biology.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm working on a song, I dig into my innermost parts to pull out the words that make me feel good about a situation that makes me want to use a certain word. I think about the colors of it, the smells, and then I come out of all that, I distill maybe one word. And that one word sometimes becomes the difference in a song going out of the park or being a pretty cool song. Okay. I go through the process.
Dropping jewels, giving us information.
You look like a jewel right now.
Oh, thank you.
That's beautiful.
I dreamed about this all night. And
that's crazy. And you manifested.
And manifested.
That is cold. I ain't gonna front. You be fresh all the time, but that right there.
You like it?
That's something special, yeah.
Thank you. It's my favorite color too.
Yeah, red, mine too. I'm Aries.
Hey, Aries. Oh, Aries is coming. Is it Aries season yet? Or are we still?
We Aries season.
Oh, Aries season.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah,
congratulations to all the Aries. We're moving into Aries season now. This is gonna be creative.
Sherman.
You know, a little aloof. It's going to be a little aloof, but it's going to be creative.
Social distancing.
Right. You guys already had that down packed. I'm just saying about the Aries. But anyway, right about now, we you guys, we got Malik Yusef in the house. This is a blessing for us to have him here with us. Such a busy person. But even the fact that you took your time out of your busy schedule to come be with us and help uplift us, that's great.
I'm honored.
We got Emandesa, the spiritual guide, in the house.
Emandesa.
That's our special guest today. We got Dr. Chris in the house. She's coming in from the medical field and, dropping jewels with us as well. And then we got Deja Vue, the detoxification specialist and healer herself.
I think I might follow her on Instagram.
You follow her?
I think so.
Oh, Deja. He follows you. Malik Yusef said he follows you already.
I follow you on Instagram. I will after this, though.
Follow me on Instagram.
Right about now,
Thanks
we want
for the follow.
Right about now, we want to open up the lines for the callers and the chatters. 646-378-0355. Press 1 to raise your hand and be heard. Bring me some love and light. Who we got on the line right now? Gina Storm. Hey, girl. Okay. Gina Storm, we'll come back to you.
So sorry
oh,
about
there you
the
are.
red ad. No, I'm here.
Okay.
I just, here's the thing. I stay on mute because my grandchildren are here. And my background is always not conducive for radio. So my grandson was following his mom down the stairs, and I was letting him get out of earshot before I unmuted myself because that's drama. But it's all love. And this is why I called in, because the vibrations are so high here.
Yes.
I had to get a piece of this.
Yes. Come on and talk to us, baby.
Amazing energy is a necessity. And people don't understand that it's not just in times when you're in a position where you're doing something you're not used to, like being quarantined. It's when your schedule is broken, because we are people who live and deal in routines, and having schedules that we adhere to daily gives us structure. And when there's any interference in said structure, it throws us off our balance. And our balance is what keeps our energy high and our vibrations positive. And we have to be able to adjust and adapt and go with the flow and trust the process and not be alarmed when there's an unexpected occurrence. And so when things like this happen, I trust the process. I don't worry.
As you should. As you should. Spoken very well. Did you want to add anything to it?
Well, and here's the thing. I'm a freestyle spoken word artist, and the reason I came on the mic is because sometimes people need a different energy, and the energy that I bring, my goal is every day to inspire someone and to be positivity personified. But I'm just going to do a really quick freestyle, and I'm titling it.
Really quick, if you will, because we have a
The
lot
light.
of people on the line, but I would love to
Yes,
hear
the
it.
light.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
The light. The light that is inside of me is emanating every day. I can't turn it off, and there'll be no delay. When I wake up in the morning, I glow. I'm so happy for my feet to touch the floor. I smile because my lungs are filling up with oxygen, and again, I am in my right mind, and I'm thankful and grateful for it. So every day that I have of life is a present for me, and I'm living in the presence with every fiber of my being. If there's a light inside of you, tap into it too, and if not, then find someone around you and stand and bask in that light, because it's the necessary energy that we need every day and night. I'm Gina Storm. Thank you for indulging me.
Woo! Yes, Gina Storm. You blessed us today.
Thank you, ma'am. I have you. I love this.
Thank you, Gina.
One-
I don't
one
know if
love,
you
one light, and thank you for the light and love.
I don't know if you know who just witnessed your piece. Mr. Malik Yusef himself, the spoken word artist, the wordsmith, is what he's known as. So if you don't know, do your homework.
I'm humbled and grateful.
Yes. Thank you, Gina.
I do.
Oops. Sorry, didn't mean. Gina, you got cut off. We love you, baby. Oh,
No, I just
she's
wanted
here.
to say,
Okay.
I just shared because this is my gift, and I'm appreciative. So thank you, and I appreciate it. I'm humble. One love, one mic.
That's right. That's right. You're listening to Drip the Mic Network 2020 Vision, baby. That call-in number is 646-378-0355. Press 1 to be heard. Raise your hand. Spread some love and light. Do we have any more questions for the panelists or Malik Yusef himself? Chime in with us. Who do we have on the line? Okay. All right. Ladies, Emandesa, Crystal,
Yes.
Deja Vue. We still in here.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, we are.
We're having a wonderful, blessed time. Is there any chatters? Any questions from the chats? Oh, Tina? All right. Come on, Tina. Oh, is that my PA that's missing today?
Am I
Oh,
on?
we miss you,
Is
Tina.
this thing on? Is this thing on?
We miss you, Tina.
How you guys doing? You're doing a great job. I am so enjoying all your panelists today. And I have a question from one of your Facebook fans.
Okay.
Ginger.
Ginger.
Has a question for Emandesa,
Okay.
as well as the other healers, Deja Vue. She wants to know about crystals. Do you use crystals in your healing process? And she wants to know about them, how you use them if you do.
I absolutely use crystals in my healing process. For novices, I would recommend pure quartz crystal. It is the
Oh, we keep losing Emandesa. Is she paused? Okay. Deja, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Can you chime in on that while we get Emandesa
I
back?
think she was going to go into quartz crystals. Wait, I think she was going to go into quartz crystals. I'll let her finish that when we can get in. But I just use crystals during meditation, in the sunlight. When I do yoga, I wear them, and I place my intentions, and I cleanse them with sage and Palo Santo. And I use them mainly when you're meditating, and you can set the crystal to actually give you what it needs. So you're basically just using it in your prayer and putting your intentions into the crystal, and it works with you and your natural energy. Each crystal does have certain things that they do based on study, but you can also kind of manipulate it. I'm not an expert in crystals, but I do use them and I have experience with them. I've felt the energy, I felt high off of them. euphoricness, and from my experience, when it's time to go, it's time to go, and they'll find someplace to go. But I'm gonna let her finish. I don't know if your speaker came back on or your sound.
Can you hear me?
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm good. Thank you.
So yes, quartz crystal, clear quartz crystal is the most powerful healer out there. And also pink quartz is very good. It helps with the heart chakra. I'm Native American, so we use a lot of turquoise. Turquoise will help you attract friends, and it'll help you if you have some anger management and frustration issues. And actually anxiety, it'll help calm you down. We have to remember that crystals are sentient beings. They're alive. They come from the earth. A lot of us that collect crystals joke a lot because our crystals will actually want to leave and
us.
go and be someone else.
Yes.
So if you lose your crystals, it's because they've decided they don't want to be with you anymore and they want to be with somebody else.
Yes. Man, we were just talking about that. Like I have to
we were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, like I have to get my
remember.
crystal collection back up because all the traveling I was doing, I was collecting crystals from every country and different things that meant a lot to me. I even took some with me, and they're all gone now. I'm so sad. There's some slippery little thingies.
well, you know, crystals, they sing. And they all have, they sing, even though they don't have vocal cords, doesn't mean they don't sing.
Yes.
They emit a frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Each crystal differently, but each crystal family has a similar frequency. And just as they emit frequencies, they also receive frequencies from people that are in need. So when you're putting out energy in the form of meditation or in prayer or even word sound power saying, I need help, I need to be more patient, these crystals will hear that and they'll use you as a transportation model.
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
To get to the person they need to get to.
That's
They'll
right.
have you, you're like, why did I come over here? Why did I go here? I like this club now. And you go to that club with your crystal one night and the person that needs it, when it's already given this healing properties to you and switched your frequency and changed your frequency, and it'll find another person to help. That's what they do. They are living stones, like you said, Goddess. They are alive just like we are alive.
Yeah, confirmation to that. Quick story. On my 10-year anniversary, I went to Hawaii. And so before I left, I had this iridescent amethyst crystal. Actually, no, it was just a amethyst crystal. And it was given to me by a friend of mine actually on my wedding day. And so I had it for 10 years. It sits in my studio. I play with it a lot. I exchange energy back and forth with it. And when I first got attuned to do Reiki, I came home immediately and started to exchange energy with the amethyst crystal. So on my 10-year anniversary, I went to Hawaii. And before I left, I heard the crystal go, take me, take me. I was like, okay. So I grabbed it. I grabbed that one and a couple of other crystals that I had. So we get to the hotel, and then like the next day we were going to go on the beach, but this beach was man-made. So it was a part of the resort. So it was sand and it was water, but we wasn't at the ocean. So before I left the room, the crystal goes, take me, take me. So I grab it. And then I'm laying on the sand, but I'm laying on a beach chair let out thingy on the sand. And the water is coming up to kind of meet us on the sand. So the crystal goes, take me out. So I reach in my purse and I take the crystal out, and then I set it down on the sand in the water so that the water can wash the crystal. And then so we're there for about an hour, and then I get up and leave, totally forgetting that I left my crystal. And when I say I didn't even think about it, it didn't even come back to my mind to pick it up again. And by the time I realized that it was out of my possession, it was like 10 o'clock late that night. And yeah, but I told my husband, like, we got to go back and get my crystal. And I was in the dark with my cell phone as a flashlight, looking for my crystal, like in the sand and in the water. And it was long gone. I was so heartbroken. And I was like, I've had this crystal for 10 years. And I called the friend that gave it to me. I was like, what happened? And he said, well, there is a goddess in Hawaii in the water that likes offerings, likes things. Maybe it was an offering to her, or Maybe it was just someone else that needed it, and it was just done with you. 10 years, and it had everything that it needed. It was full of love and light for sure. So yeah, it got away from me, and I was sad. But then I started to understand, like, okay, crystals, they definitely have a mind of their own, if you will. So that's my confirmation to that. So
I have a question
go
for
ahead.
Emandesa. Emandesa, if you don't mind, real quick.
Sure.
It's real quick, and you may or not. If you can't see it clear, it's fine. I've had this crystal for years. Do you know what it is? It almost looks like a burnt marshmallow / something out the sea.
She says, "Oh my goodness."
No, I don't have any idea what that is. But oh my goodness.
I can't.
It's beautiful.
I got it, and I had the name, and I forgot it, and I have no idea. But it stays with me. I've moved. I've had it for like 6-7 years, so it must want to stay. But
Yeah, and it's got a lot of masculine life force energy on it.
Yeah.
My whole right side is vibrating to it, and the right side of your body is the masculine side of your body. What an adorable little guy.
Yeah, I thought I might share that on the crystal segment. All right, I'm done. Thanks.
Wow.
And then we'll bring.
That's power. It zapped me all the way over here.
All right, you guys. You know I can't be on this radio show without doing my favorite segment, and it's all relative. Music is everything.
Hey, turn up, 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 turn up. If you love me, I'ma love you back. Hey, if you love me, let me love you back. Hey,
We back in here. Music is everything. Like, this is like next to spiritual. Well, no, music is everything. Then spiritual release. It's one of the same. I mean, really, I just really named them two different things, but they're they're one and the same. My favorite part of one of my favorite parts of the show, and we get to talk about music and love and light. And we also get to talk about song, and a lot of times, song starts with poetry, spoken word. So, with that being said, I want to bring Subliminal online, and she has a beautiful piece for us today. Where you at, Sublime?
Hey, sis. Hello, everyone. How are you?
I'm great, Subliminal. I like calling you Sublime. I'm sorry. It's Subliminal, y'all.
I know you do. I know you do. Only because you're my sis, I'll let you get away with stuff.
We ready.
Are you ready now?
Yes.
Okay. I've had some good days. I've had some hills to climb. I've had some weary days.
Yes.
And some sleepless nights. I didn't ask for this. I did not ask for this. You see, I make no apologies for what I'm about to say or do. Today, it's all about me. I gotta get my head in the game. Stop looking emotionally unavailable. I've had too many shocks, too much pressure, and for some reason I always give in when I don't want to. I suppose my weakness is exposed. I didn't ask for this. I did not ask why the pain you made plays out in my mind. Who am I really hurt by? You or my self-esteem? You have left me numb and beat. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Get out of this place, please. Get it together. You see, it's not easy to verbalize to others. So you can't call out. You can't cry. I didn't want this at all. No, I did not ask for this. I did not ask for this. This round of imperfections, those times of isolation, I should have declined. Now I'm hungover in defeat, intoxicated with remorse, run over with the lack of self-esteem. I did not ask for this. I didn't ask for this. However, I must adorn the same routine, put on my smile, and seem happy. Although it's a struggle just to keep the demons swarming in my mind dormant, their voices haunt me. with hurtful words, sharp remarks, taunt me, but none repair a broken heart that's scorned for life. I did not ask for this. I didn't ask for this. I'm going insane from my pain, lost my mind, the devil's playground. You know, I'm on a runaway train, and I remain chained. So I repeat day after day the same routine. Put on a smile, fix my crown. It's time to face the world, but inside screams, I did not ask for this. I did not ask for this. In peace.
Yes.
Hey. Changer.
Yes, subliminal. Even though every time I try to say your name, my tongue starts flipping out, going crazy. But that's how sublime it is. So thank you so much for blessing us today with that. I had to pull you in on the conversation and wanted to hear one of your beautiful pieces as the First Lady of Drip the Mic Network. And just wanted to have you add into the conversation. What have you been doing to keep yourself uplifted?
You know, you told me that you was in my spirit the other day. You know that, right?
Well, I just kind of do that. I kind of dwell. I don't know why. Go ahead, though.
So lately, I have just been doing me.
That's perfect.
Chilling, sitting back, and just allowing things to happen.
We have to evolve ourselves one person at a time, one being at a time. So the order of business is to work on self first and then reconnect. So
yes, ma'am.
You're right on track. Thank you so much for chiming in with us.
Thank you for having me.
Good poetry, baby. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
By the way, Subliminal, this is Malik Yusef speaking, and Subliminal is the First Lady of Drip the Mic Network. My brother, Aziz, we'll hear from him in a second. He's the CEO of the network, and this is his First Lady Subliminal.
Subliminal.
Yes. I love it. We're going to keep this party going. Who else do we have on the line? Oh, Debonair. Hey.
Happy to be here.
Yes, Debonair, the producer, the hip-hop artist, the songwriter, and the spiritual pioneer. He's on the line with us.
Yes, sir.
You want to chime in and say something to us?
I'm happy to be here. Hello, everybody. I pray that everyone's staying safe and making great choices and connecting with each other, even though we are social distancing. That's it.
What does social distance mean to you?
Easy. We'll keep it simple. What does it mean? Well, that's a very interesting concept because it seems like it's exactly the opposite. The way things were is everybody's so socially distanced because we're so tied into our devices.
Right.
And so maybe the beauty in this thing is that maybe we're using our devices different now. Maybe because we are seeking to connect with people. Maybe we're seeking to connect with other people. Because obviously because of the circumstances that have presented themselves. So maybe we can find some good in this. It's
all good. The yin and the yang, both of them, you got to praise them, both of them, because they, it's all going to be the same. It's going to be the same result. It's going to cause us to step up, to evolve. We have to. We have no choice at this point. We got to move this world along. It's
I was just. I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
No, go ahead.
But I'm in full agreement with that. I was going to say one dope thing is that, ultimately, behind the whole thing is this: the whole world we've been presented with the same dynamic.
Yes.
Everyone. And I think it's a very unique opportunity because it's not very many times, it's not any time actually in existence that I can recall that we've all been presented with the same dilemma, if you want to call it that, or opportunity, depending on how you view it. But we've all been presented with the same set of information around the whole world. Now, the dope part is we're going to see who does what with it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're going to see who does what with it. And I feel like in in a few weeks, we're going to know who was looking at it as an opportunity and grinding and coming up with new ideas and finding new ways to do cool stuff. And we're going to see who was just saying, I want to go back to what it was, and I want to try to get back to the way things were. Breaking news, things are never going to go back to the way they were.
Right.
Because time don't go backwards.
Nope. It's here. All we
You
can
know
do
what
is
I
move
mean?
it along.
We're going forward.
Yep.
So as we go forward, that, like I said, I really, really, my intention is that everyone would seek the opportunity and seek how to build and move forward and take advantage of this space. This is actually a dope space, and use it wisely.
That's right. I concur. I totally agree. You can hang out. You can hang out with us for a second, Devin, if you like. Devonair.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Okay, for sure.
I'm chilling.
I want to ask our special guest, Emandesa. I know this may be out of the blue, but did you happen to have a piece that you want to share with us?
Oh my goodness.
I know. I'm sorry. But we're artists. Every time I walk in the room, somebody's going to ask me to sing. So, damn it. Where's my piece?
How about I give you a little bit of spoken word? Will that work?
Exactly. Exactly.
I tried to turn myself invisible, but I couldn't hide. There was too much pain inside. Misery occupied like husband and bride, for every unified connection can not be untied. You can't divide the light from the dark, the yin from the yin from the yang, the light from the dark, even when the ark of the divine covenant is at play. I sail away every day, flying high, asking the ancestors why? Why do I exist? Surely it's not to consist and subsist and persist of this madness called life, so full of strife, becoming a wife to a beater, cheater, no good deeder, negativity breeder.
Wow.
Oh no, because as above, so below. And Lady Day said, girlfriend, you got to know that blessed child that got their own.
Yes.
Got
all right.
So now I have grown. I'm no longer alone. I've pulled the sword from the stone. I'm no longer alone because truth walks with me and righteousness is my throne. And time has shown me, for me, I've never known. I'm not yet perfected, but I'm being molded and sewn into the tapestry of universality. And now I must proclaim my divinity. Like the phoenix I rise, into the fire of the sun I soar. Oh no, there's so much more in store for the woman who bore the only begotten son, the one who came without shame to rain down upon this darkness with his light. So bright was his sight that they could not hear, see, or speak of the evil they manifest. Just to see they're all invested in this torture, murder, and rape that helped to shape this econ on me.
Hey.
Economy of blood, sweat, and tears, and capitalizing on fears with made-up half-truths that dance in our ears for years and years and years, while the elephants and the mules who make and break the rules say, what bondage? What strife? What destruction? What life? While the yellow, black, and brown, well, we all wear a frown, while the red remain dead, while the white buffalo dances with the eagle. I don't know, maybe because it ain't illegal, but why are we, the kings and queens, so regally silent? Because we all know how it all went down, yet we run around town saying, no justice, no peace, and get beat by the police while the corporate and governmental thief refuse to believe that justice is for one and all.
That's that piece. Yes. Thank you, Goddess. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. Right now, I want to take the time to invite anyone to call in that wants to share a piece with us, a song with us, a prayer with us, that wants to send out love, life, and light. Who do we have on the line right now? Well, let's bring in Aziz. I want to bring in Aziz, the CEO of Drip the Mic Network. And I would like to hear from my big bro. You've been quiet. Where you at, Aziz?
Yo. What's going on, family? How's everybody tonight?
Peace. What's up?
Peace.
Aziz, first I want to introduce you to someone that I've been trying to get you to connect with. You guys both have a very special gift in the spoken word department. Malik Yusef is sitting in the studio with us on Drip the Mic Network, 2020 Vision, baby.
Wow. I'm so honored and humbled to have you here. How you doing tonight, King?
Man, thank you, young King. I appreciate you, brother. I'm great, and I'm
Oh,
happy
thank
to
you,
be here, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we got a little bit connected on IG. So we did connect a little bit, but we haven't had a chance to chat yet. So I definitely look forward to that. If,
Yes,
you
sir.
know, whenever time permits, my brother.
Yes, sir, brother. Appreciate that, and it shall be soon. Soon come.
Absolutely. To Emandesa, am I pronouncing it correctly? Can you hear me?
Emandesa, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Aziz is speaking to you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying to you, it's also an honor to have you here, and the wisdom and information that you bring. It's so valuable, it's so necessary to the callers and the listeners. So I just thank you for bringing that gift to the show tonight. I really, really appreciate that.
Thank you so much. I'm just so happy that Ameerah did this, and bringing us together so that we can continue to just raise the frequency and the vibration.
Absolutely. Love it. To my dear beloved niece, how are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Look at Deja.
Oh, I'm doing very well.
Like little kids.
Thank you for coming. Definitely thank you for coming. I really appreciate what you bring to the show as well, and I just appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
No doubt. And baby sis, you holding it down. Loving the show, loving what you're doing, loving where you're going with it.
Thank you.
I'm really feeling it. This is you really outdone yourself tonight. This is a hot show. So
Thank you.
Keep it up, baby girl.
Thank you. Oh, to speak to Dr. Chris. She's on here. Dr. Crystal Colone.
Oh, Dr. Chris. Yes. Dr. Chris. Oh, and hello. How are you?
Oh, I think she's muted. Give her 1 second.
Can you hear me?
She's speaking.
Oh, okay.
Okay, turn her up. Your mic is really low. Are you able to turn it up on your end as well, Crystal? Okay. Well, she already. Then it's our fault, Tony. Y'all give it up for the engineer, Tony. He's over here holding it down in UBN Studios, baby. We in Burbank, baby. We do this. 12 years, baby. We're doing this. Y'all give it up for Tony.
Tony.
Yeah, Dr. Chris is on here. She's giving us from the medical standpoint of things, and she's going to definitely leave us with some things that we can do to continue to take care of ourselves and heal and uplift ourselves. So we love that she's here as well. What were you saying, Aziz?
Yes, that's dope. No, that's dope. No, I agree. That's dope. That is dope. Loving what you bring in her knowledge and her experience here as well. So, oh man, that's invaluable information right there.
You got a piece for us, Aziz?
Of course I do.
All right now.
Perfect. It's out of reach, but me, I would never cease to seek to do better, because God will not let me forget that much better than me. Been on this earth for over 4 decades, approaching this age, not as cage rage, but timid regret at the mistakes I've made, the prices I've paid, and the path I've laid. As if being young with heaviness hadn't already fucked me up. I got kicked in the butt trying to take life shortcuts. Life shortcuts. Even now, as I say that phrase, that burden weighs on my tongue a ton. I asked God about these shortcuts. He simply said, son, there are none. Life was fine to take by the horn, but when it charged, I compressed that power. I cowered in a path to the destruction flowered. Jail cells, jumpsuits, 3 hots in the cots, and door slam block was all I got. I was a loved one forgotten, and I tried not to be anchored by these character constructors. A disgusted motherfucker, flustered with disappointment, but driven by prosperity. Curves of life riddled with black ice sharpen my binocularity. I now see it in my character to be a forceful movement, improvement in my faith, because when my faith gets misplaced every fucking time I catch a case. And behind these gates, I trace back to the fact that I come from a race of kings and queens, from the pyramids to the nose rings, powerful beings, it seems. I need to seek out this force that drives my ancestors' thirst. See, I was African first, then American at birth. I said I was African first, then American at birth. To me, that means the strength of a generation that slayed like lions and killed like tigers, but yet we traded our spirits for books, and our strength is inside of our brains. They kind of tell us shit has changed. Then why the fuck y'all ain't tamed these punk-ass police? These streets, I can't say they raised me or made me, but they gave me crazy insight in light of being loved and loved ones lost. Traded my soul to be a boss, and at the cost of county jails and state-funded vacations. My education was knowledge from street colleges, so now I just breathe as a pulmonologist. But still, perfect is out of reach for me. But I would never cease to seek to be better, because God won't let me forget that much better is in me, and that's my drip.
Hey.
That's my drip.
Hey, drip the mic, why don't you?
Yeah.
Drip the mic, why don't you?
Spitting mathematics, man. That's math. Patterns, mathematics, man. It's real. Spitting that math.
Oh, thank you, brother. Oh, wow.
That's math.
I'm honored, King. I'm definitely honored.
All in sequential order. Lovely. I loved it. Thank you.
Bringing love, life, and light together here on Drip the Mic Radio. 2020 Vision, baby. Yes. So, you know, guys.
That's right. Well, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just about to say, well, thank you for indulging me. I really appreciate the space and the opportunity here on your show. You blowing it up, man. You is.
I would be really remiss not to bring the CEO of Drip the Mic on here to do a piece, but it's all good.
I was going to keep this to myself. But let you not have pulled me on here to spit in front of Malik Yusef.
Oh, please believe it.
Not done that.
What is my name? I'm bringing love, life, and light all together in one place.
Furniture moving. Yes, sir. Indeed.
We over here getting our fill. We gonna be so full by the time this next 30 minutes is over. All right, so you guys, so the name of this segment is Music is Everything, and my name is Ameerah the Songstress. So I would be also remiss not to play some of my music to add on to this Music is Everything. The good thing about this is I've been working on an EP since November, started in Atlanta, ending in Los Angeles with Malik Yusef and Universal Records. And, you know, it's about to be lit. It's already lit. It's already on fire. I supposed to drop it end of April time frame. Seeing what's going on, I think you guys deserve to hear something that's uplifting. So I want to leak a little bit of my own music. And this one is called Kiss the Sky.
Excuse me.
We're gonna be the best thing since sliced bread. I can't wait too far to turn back now. Something in me telling me keep going. I was always taught I can't back down. Finish what I start is all I know. Got some people who've been doubting me since day one. See me walking off a cliff and wouldn't say nothing. When I'm needing them, ain't none of them around. Keep that energy when you think that I'm down. When I'm way up, way up, way up. Keep that energy from around me when I'm way up, way up, way up. This goes out to those who never gave up. Gotta try. just do it. What you gotta do. Some people who've been doubting me since day one see me walking off a cliff and wouldn't say that. When I'm needing them, ain't none of them around. Keep that energy when you think that I'm down. When I'm way up, way up, way up. Keep that energy from around me when I'm way up, way up, way up. This goes out to those who never gave up. Gotta try to kiss the sky till you make it out, till you make it out. Learn to fly when you kiss the sky. Drive away the doubt. Kiss the sky with me. Fly with me, fly with me. Kiss the sky with me. Fly with me, fly with me. Kiss the sky. Kiss the sky. Kiss the sky.
Kiss the sky. Hey, hey, hey. That's that new drip, baby. Kiss the sky.
My new drip is my old drip now. My old drip is my new drip now.
Yes.
That's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Where'd you record that at?
In Atlanta with Sean Penn.
The legendary.
Yes.
Sean Penn. Yeah, I like that. I
Thank
like that.
you.
Kiss the Sky.
That means a lot coming from you.
It's a really good song.
Thank
It's
you.
got a good vibration. What made you? I mean, obviously, you're a songstress, and what made you, pick a song like that for your album? Because you do usually more sultry stuff.
So in my travels, as we all know, I was in the Middle East for just about a year.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, playing at the different venues and doing a lot of the traveling, like we went to Egypt, we went to Spain, we went to Israel and Dubai, and we were over in Bahrain. And what I realized is that everyone was kind of, all the venues, all the clubs, all the parties, pool parties or what have you, they were playing like these same grouping of songs, like same 5 to 6 songs, and they were all celebratory music, whether it was the top hip hop dance song, whether it was, the reggae or the Afrobeat or even the Pharrell's I'm Happy. It was everyone around the world wants to dance and celebrate, which is uplifting in itself, which is a way that we honor and we praise and take and move ourselves along. And I realized, like, man, I want some of those songs. I want that music. And if I just get one of these songs, I can come back next time on their dime and travel to all the places that I went to. With the only difference would be they're actually flying me in, putting me up, and asking me to come perform for them because I have that world music. And I realized very quickly, this is world music, whether it sounds Afrobeat or EDM, it's world music. And I wanted that. I wanted to be in that conversation.
Yes, definitely. You definitely are. That song is definitely one of those pieces where people can dive right in to that. That fits in with a DJ. I DJ.
You do. You do.
So it fits in with the DJ's format when you're taking people away from the bar and filling the dance floor, making them sweat and get thirsty so they can go back to the bar.
To the bar. That's right.
So club owners love those kind of songs. DJs love to please the club owners. So DJs play those kind of songs. So it's very important. It's a science to it. You know what I'm talking about? So,
that's right.
I mean, I think my fastest song I ever had was All the Lights, and that's still playing clubs right there. So
All the Lights.
All of the lights. Doom, doom, doom.
Hey. Shameless little plug there, but yes, All of the Lights.
Yeah, I didn't really go into it like that. I just was thinking like that's one of my fast songs, like that. Definitely the club
that goes hard.
The club be turned up to.
Yeah. Well, you're the Grammy maker, so
it's a blessing.
Yes. You know what? Speaking of that, we have a song by you that I want to share with the world. And I want you to. I'm sorry. Yeah, I want. It's very appropriate at this point in time. It's called "Get Ready," right?
Yes.
Okay, that's life imitating art or art
No
imitating
question.
life.
Well, it's versa and vice.
Yes. Tell me about that. Get ready.
I don't want to be. I don't want to belabor it, but I started working on my first album as a spoken word artist, and it's kind of like coming into songwriting and a little bit of production at the time, but definitely as a spoken word artist, I gained great popularity from being on people's albums. Did stuff for Nike, did commercials, Carl Thomas album, Commons album. And so it's like 2000, I'm starting to, for 2000, I'm starting to figure out like how to do an album. Lauryn Hill like used to do an album, like a poetry album. How you do that? How does that work?
Right.
And I just said, well, I'll just call on some of my friends to do hooks because that's the way people like to receive music with choruses and stuff like that. It's different now. It's more widespread and broadened out.
Wait a minute. Did you say Lauryn Hill though? Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I was trying to let you finish. You said what?
Yeah,
Lauryn Hill
she
said
told me I
what?
should do an album.
Mhm.
We were on Commons album together back in '97.
Okay.
One Day It All Makes Sense. Shout out to the rapper extraordinaire, actor, the philanthropist, good brother, international sex symbol, my man Common.
Right.
And so I started figuring it out and started following the energy of the universe, and I wound up going to Dupay Records and getting a single. Got this beat, and I said I wanted to have Carl Thomas on. He was busy. He had 4 songs on the radio at the time. He was touring, but he took time out of his schedule to come to Chicago, and we created the hook for Get Ready.
Mhm.
And then I created the poetry to lend the message, I guess. I mean, everything, music is always a message. If it's nothing but about cars, it's still a message people are giving.
Right.
So I wanted to have a little message about getting ready and being ready and upliftment, And I mean, my stuff is always a little bit dark, so it's a little bit of that. But
You
yeah.
kill me when you say that. I've heard you say that in the studio.
Yeah, no, it is. And Heartless is a very dark song,
Why do you write from that dark place?
I just feel comfortable. That's my comfort zone. I like dark music. It's healing. It's cathartic for me. And then I know if it's cathartic for me, then it's also probably for other people as well.
Okay. It's ironic that a light bringer.
Yeah, you can't have one
writes
without
from
the other.
Right, writes from a dark place.
Can't have one without the other.
The yin yang all in one.
No question.
Okay, I'm listening.
So we recorded it, and it just came out beautiful. And then we sent it to the radio in Chicago, and they was like, yes. And they started playing it, and it made it to number 2, never made it to number 1. But it was all over the country, playing all over the world, really, And I love when I'm like in London or something, and they'll play it, or Paris or something like that. It's amazing. I'm very proud of that song, And I'm very grateful to Carl Thomas in the middle of his in his height.
In his height in career.
Mm-hmm. Came and got down on that song. Yeah, it's dope.
Without further ado, everybody, get ready. Yes. Bravo. Mr. Yusef and Carl Thomas. I see why that song topped the charts.
Yeah, it's good. Feel good song.
As it should, and it's very appropriate for now.
Oh, no question.
Sometimes we tell the future when we write.
No question.
We're tapped in.
No question.
Shouldn't be any other reason for us not to tap in and get some of that divine information and knowledge.
And the stream of consciousness is eternal.
And we can pass it on. It makes me feel special. We all can do it, I believe. We all have the tools. We just have to accept it and receive. But as a musician, as an artist, it's almost like we're tapped in all the time. It's so addictive. I know sometimes people that don't consider themselves artists doesn't understand it. Like, what is that? Like when you're on the stage, how do you just turn into another person? What is that? And it's God. It's my conversation with God. It's my communion. It's me in my rawest form. It's the real me on that stage.
Mm-hmm.
So I just love the connection. But thank you for blessing the world with that song.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I'll be forgetting about that song sometimes. I'll not do that. That's a great song.
It came out when?
2003 or 4.
Okay. And then it topped the charts.
Well, second.
That's at the top.
Top.
That's top.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't hit number 1 though.
That's the humble over here. Well, let's let it top the charts again. The time is now.
Hey. Hey,
For
Spotify,
sure.
baby.
We want to take one more caller. Who we have on the line? I think they want to share with us, share a piece with us. Lady V, are you there, darling?
You'll always be the lady.
Oh, yeah. Hey guys,
Hello, Lady V. Welcome.
Hello, how are you today?
We're wonderful.
Good. I have to say that I have really been enjoying this show tonight. Like, oh my gosh, so informational, and I'm loving the vibe and the music. So, man,
Wonderful.
right on. Kudos to you guys.
Thank you. What would you like to share with us this evening? We're all here for you.
Right on. So I heard you say this is spiritual kindness. So I'm going to do this piece called Prayer from the Soul.
Sounds good to me.
Father God, I come to you praying from my soul. My soul is weary and I'm falling apart. Not for me, but for those around me. The hurt they feel is draining the life right out of me. Now I understand how you felt when they nailed you to the cross. Thanks for loving us enough to sacrifice your only begotten Son so that we can live the life we live even when we don't quite understand. Today I had to pray from my soul. When there's so much going on, marriage is falling apart when they're supposed to.
Few technical difficulties.
Parents with.
Lady V,
Can you hear me, love?
can you hear me? If you would just indulge us for just 1 second, let's make sure that we can hear you clearly. We really want to hear this piece. Give us just 1 second. All is well? Okay. If you don't mind, can you start over?
Okay.
We really want to hear you.
I got you guys. No problem. Can you guys hear me okay, though?
Yes, we got you now.
Okay, cool. So this piece is called Prayer from the Soul. Father God, I come to you praying from my soul, a place where darkness lies when I'm smiling on the outside. My soul is weary and I'm falling apart, not for me, but for those around me. The hurt they feel is draining the life right out of me. Now I understand how you felt when they nailed you to the cross. Thanks for loving us enough to sacrifice your only begotten Son so that we can live the life we live even when we don't quite understand. Today I had to pray for my soul. When there's so much going on, marriage is falling apart when they're supposed to be sacred. People dying out of nowhere when yesterday they were all right. Kids killing their parents when all they were doing was enforcing discipline. The suicide rate at an all-time high because your people feel like they have nothing to live for. Politicians losing their minds about to start a war. Lord, today I'm praying from my soul. When did the world become so cold? Was it when slavery began, or maybe when the robbers were stealing the land? After fighting and praying for our freedom, whatever happened to the land of the free? And where is our opportunity? It may be 2020, so why are we still being racially profiled, being pulled over, shot, or taken to jail? Not because we were doing something wrong, but the color of our skin. When did being black become a sin? When we clearly love the skin that we're in. So many questions, not enough answers. But today, I pray from my soul, not just for me, but for all those around me. When life is tough and beating us up, No one said it would be easy, but thanks for loving your children unconditionally when we don't know how to love ourselves. Lord, I pray from my soul to give your children peace when the weight of the world is too much to bear and we're falling apart, not as a people, but as a nation. And we are your children, and it never mattered. And it never mattered that our nationality may be different or the color of our skin. Why is the nation so divided when separation was never an issue? God, today I cry out, praying from my soul, not for me, but for all those around me. Because please give me the answers. Help me to understand these catastrophes when we're supposed to be at peace. How do I ease the pain when my heart is bleeding, crying for your children? Thank you, God, for hearing my cries. I always know who to call on when life makes no sense and I want to give up. These are the times I have to drop to my knees and pray for my soul, not for me, but for those around me. Lord, I pray for my soul. Amen. I'm Lady V, and that's my piece.
Yes.
All right now.
Yes.
All right now.
Thank you, Lady V.
All right now.
Thank y'all, loves, for letting me bless your mic tonight. Y'all
Yes.
keep doing y'all thing and inspiring others.
Mike was truly blessed by you. Thank you.
It was our honor. Thank you, Lady V.
Thanks, love.
Okay, we got a few minutes left here. What I want to do is something really special and really quick. I want to take a commentary really quick from each panelist, and just to surmise everything and anything you want to say to the world and give to, and any peace and blessings you want to wish to the world. Now is your time. I just ask that after you say what you have to say, definitely let them know where they can find you at, where they can get a hold of you at. Tell them your handles. I want to start out with Dr. Chris. Is she still with us? Is she on the line? We love you, Dr. Chris. We'll see you next Sunday. You know, we know you just had well, actually, your baby is 1, and you got to be mom and superwoman like we always do. We love you, Dr. Chris, and we will talk to you soon. Next, we want to go with my niecey, Deja Vue.
I'm going to say the same thing I said last time when I was on the show, which is my slogan that came to me in the middle of the night at 10, I think I was 10 p.m. when I was on the way to bed. It's regenerate your life, regenerate your soul. Your body's not separate pieces. It works as a whole. So just take care of yourself and seek more knowledge always. And you can find me at Open Truth Health on Instagram, and it's Deja Bryant. Open Truth Health on Instagram, Deja Bryant.
Thank you, Deja Vue. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Emandesa,
Yes, ma'am.
our special honored guest.
Yes.
What would you like to leave us with?
I just wanted to remind everybody that there's only one person born with your exact astrological birth chart, even if you were born in the same hospital at the same time every 25,000 years. So if our Creator took the time to make each individual snowflake different, think about the time that He took to make you different. And now is the time for you to really figure out why you're here,
Right.
why you're here, and what you're here to do, and what unique gifts you have to bring to the table. And it doesn't matter if you're 60, 70 years old and you still want to be a rock star. You can do it. God gave you these talents for a reason, and the world needs them right now.
That's right.
So focus on you. Don't focus on fear, and ask yourself, why am I alive at this point in history? It's to make history and
That's
to
right.
transform this into the Aquarius age. We're moving from the Pisces age to the Aquarius age.
Whatever.
That's all we do.
This is the dawning.
Where can we find you at, Emandesa?
Oh, yes. You can find me on my website. It's Kiamsha Temple. That's KIAMSHA, KiamshaTemple.com. Or you can email me at eosdawn23@gmail.com, EOSDAWN23@gmail.com. I've got readings on sale right now, $20 for 20 minutes.
All right. Get that money, honey. Thank you, Emandesa. And Mr. Malik Yusef.
Blessings. First, I want to say thank y'all for having me. All of the panelists are amazing with so much power, so much information, so astute, well studied, well versed, and deliberate in being a righteous one. You know, you gotta be deliberate. You gotta be determined, because it ain't gonna be easy all the hours. And thank you for having me. And again, I have to comment on your outfit. You look absolutely stunning. It's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Tony, thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Heron, thank you, bro. I want to say this, and this is no small statement. You are powerful beyond your wildest fucking dream. You are so powerful, but you let yourself be distracted. It's just like aiming a laser. If you turn the laser away from the target, it's going to miss the target. No matter how powerful it is, it's going to miss the target. You understand me? You are so powerful. You are, every atom in your body can be controlled to make yourself explode. Emandesa said, if you 70 years old and want to be a rock star, you can damn well be a rock star. There's no limit. And with that, I'm going to say this. The obstacles that you put in your way are from your wants and desires. You make yourself lose because what you want and desire. Okay? So you put those as obstacles. You want it to be this way, that way. And except for the goal, nothing else matters. Except for the goal, nothing else matters. Now, the goal is not the destination. Part of the goal is the journey. You understand me? Mm-hmm. You want it to be this way or that way, or exactly like you dreamed it or imagined it. It's not going to be that. The storm, the winds of change come. So listen very closely to me when I say this last part. You create boundaries
90 seconds
based on your obstacles. Your boundaries become your limits. You made all of them. If you push your limits, if you push them, you will find that nothing pushes back. Thank y'all.
That's perfect. Thank you, Malik Yusef. Where can they find you?
Oh, Malik Yusef 100 on Instagram, or Malik Yusef on Facebook, or Malik Yusef on Twitter.
Thank you for blessing us
60
today with your
seconds.
presence. It was a special, wonderful surprise.
Yes.
Thank you for adding it into the energy, the joy. We ready to go. The whole message has been today, you guys. It's time to level up. It's time to glow up. It's time to grow up. Start by healing yourself first so we can reconnect, and then we'll be moving in our God power.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Ameerah the Songstress. You've been listening to Drip the Mic Network 2020 Vision, baby. And remember, stay focused. Right now, I want to play my song, Hooked on You. Stay focused.
10 seconds.